Hey everybody, it's me, John Ward, and I am back with another Dark Park Film Reviews. And today we are going to be looking at a box set. And if you follow me on Facebook or Twitter or just some other, even like an indie film cafe, you'll know that I'm a huge like Tom Cruise fan. And I own all the new Mission Impossible films, except for the new one, obviously. And I even got some like posters and stuff like that. But the one thing that I really never got into, and I said, why not? It's the movies are technically a continuation of the original TV show. And so that's what we're going to look at today. So I got a box set of the Mission Impossible original TV show that started in, I believe, 1966. And it was 7 seasons. And then in the 80s, I think it was maybe for 2 seasons, Peter Graves came back from the original show, and they had a new Mission Impossible. But it only lasted a couple seasons, and that was it. And then it just kind of sat dormant, and then Tom Cruise took it over. I'll probably be doing a second video once I see the new film. I'll look at all the new movies, show you what I've collected, and talk about the new film, hopefully spoiler free. And I'm expecting to love it. So yeah, so let's get into this box set here. I got this on eBay used for $60, and I am really happy with it. It says from the seller, you're like no returns, as is, little banged up type of thing. I don't know. For me, something being used that came out, I believe this came out in 2020, looks really good. So I'm very happy with it, except for one thing, which I'll get into. So this is it here. I really like this. This looks great. And you can see it's Mission Impossible, the original television series. This is 46 DVDs in here. 46. All 7 seasons in 2 packages. There is one, I think that's foreign, that has 3 of these. And it's seasons 1 through 3, and then seasons 4 through 6, and then there's a smaller one that's season 7. I'm glad I did not get that. I don't like that. I like having them divided up just like this. This is perfect. And it's from Paramount Pictures. You got up here CBS. And I just think this thing looks great. I mean, this is really nice. And I'm going to guess that this probably looks this good and everything because of the movies. Of course, Jim, Tom Cruise is Ethan Hunt. This is Jim Phelps. So, good luck, Jim. And John Voight played Jim Phelps in the very first Mission Impossible movie, 1996. Oh, yeah, so that was an anniversary for it. And I heard a lot of fans of the original show were not happy that, that version of Jim Phelps went rogue and betrayed basically the IMF. So, but yeah, this is. So let's take a look here. On the back, it says, the original classic television series. Your mission, should you accept it, to act quickly and own all 7 seasons of this original Emmy award-winning TV series with its iconic Grammy-winning theme song and packed with innovative plot twists that made this Cold War spy series so famous. And I've watched a few episodes of these throughout my life, mostly probably more as a kid when I was living at my grandparents' house. And because they watched stuff like this, they watched like the original like Wild Wild West and things. So I kind of knew what was going on a little bit. But last night I watched the very first episode, which is called Pilot. It's a pilot episode. And I really enjoyed it. There are you know, some things that you kind of just have to turn your brain off with because they seemed impossible, but you know, if you just follow along with the story, they become possible. And let's take a look inside here. So it's just a box like that. And so this is seasons 1 through 3. There's a picture of Martin Landau. And its side, back. Now, what's interesting is they talk about, you know, Good Morning, Mr. Phelps on seasons 1 through 3. Like I said, I'm not entirely clear on this. I know at some point Peter Graves, and it might be season 3, where he comes in as Mr. Phelps. Otherwise, this guy, more James Bondy looking, is like the main guy, and everybody else works with him. So you got like Martin Landau as the he's like a master of disguise. You got Barbara Bain down here. She's more of a kind of I don't know, maybe like seductress, maybe at that time. I know that's not politically correct these days, but I think that's what her main thing was kind of like manipulation and stuff like that. This is its full frame because that's what it was on television. So it's not widescreen, it's full frame. So it's like a square on your picture, which is fine because you're not losing any a picture on it at all. So the aspect ratio is 4:3. And this right here is the approximate running time is 65 hours and 13 minutes. 65 hours and 13 minutes. That is a lot. It's color, and this one goes from 66 to 69. And it says 21 disc set. They're not rated. So let's see. So I'll read this right here. It says, experience all the episodes from seasons 1 through 3 of the classic television series centering on the clandestine activities of the original IMF Impossible Missions Force. It's packed with the thrilling action drama and innovation plot twist that made this Cold War era spy series so famous, relished the show's most iconic moments, like the infiltration of an enemy training camp in the carriers, the blinking of coded messages in The Town, and 76 more classic episodes from the first 3 seasons of Mission Impossible. I've always found it interesting that the show is called Mission Impossible, but they're from an organization called IMF, which is Impossible Missions Force. So I thought that was always interesting. And then here's a picture of like the main people that are in the kind of like in this IMF. Now, and of course, you know, so we got like the little James Bondy type thing, you know. So I did mention there was something that I didn't like. I do like that it's clear. This is what I don't like. Because I wondered, how are they going to fit all these DVDs into this package? Well, this is how they did it. They're like this. So there's 2 to 3 discs stacked together. And I guess this person didn't put them back in order, or maybe this is the way it came. But I have to go through and readjust everything to get it right. Right here, I did put disc 1 because I'm working on that now, but it was way under here, and I had to pull everything out and then get disc 1, you know, put it back in, watch the first episode, and then I wanted to go to bed. So then I pulled everything out again and said, I'm not going to put this one back here. I'm just going to stick it up here just to make it easy. So at some point, I'll have to go through and actually organize all of these. But the discs are fine. I mean, they're labeled all season 1, disc 5, disc 7, disc 1. But each one is like that. So like here, there's 2. I could see here, there's 1. Oh, wow, this one even pulls out. So see, it's all like that. Yeah, there's 2 there. There's 1 there. Yeah, that's season 3. Season 3. And then here's season 2, season 3, season 2, season 2. And then we're back to season 1, season 1. I just don't like them being stacked on top of one another because that's so easy to scratch them. You know, we heard back in the day when like CDs originally came out, like way back in the day, that a tank could drive over a CD and it would be perfectly fine. And as we found out, that is not true at all. CDs and DVDs are very easy to scratch. So that's why I don't even loan these out to friends. It's just like, sorry, you know, see if it's on Tubi or something first, you know. But yeah, I'm just not happy with this, but I'm happy to have this entire collection. So that's season. So this is 1, like box 1, but seasons 1 through 3. So let's look at box 2, seasons 4 through 7. So here we have Peter Graves, the great Peter Graves, and the great Martin Landau. They're all great. Martin Landau won the Academy Award for Ed Wood, Bela Lugosi, and he's basically great in everything, even the B movies that he did, like It Came Without Warning and you know, Alone in the Dark. He's was in Woody Allen's film Crimes and Misdemeanors, which I think is one of Woody Allen's best movies. The best thing in it is Martin Landau. He has a great speech that he gives in it that should be required for, like, you know, like actors to do in like acting school. And then of course Peter Graves, you know, was in, you know, like Killers from Space and Beginning of the End by Bird-Eye Gordon with the giant grasshoppers that are just like hopping on the pictures of the buildings. One of my all-time favorites is that. I also really like Killers from Space, but Peter Graves is always good too. So yeah, seasons 4 through 7. And of course, don't forget, Leonard Nimoy pops up in here, Spock, and a director of 3 Men and a Little Baby and a few other movies too. And his son is now working within the, you know, working in the film industry. He did a documentary called Spock, and or For Love of Spock might be, or just Spock. Adam Nimoy, he's also a director too. But there's Peter Graves as Jim Phelps. There's Leonard Nimoy. I'm not really sure when he pops in. But yeah, like God, yeah, they had the, like all TV shows, you know, people leave and the new people come in. Susan George is there. It says, I want to warn you, this is going to be dangerous. That's from Jim Phelps. And it says on here, experience all the episodes from season 4 through 7 of the classic television series, centering on the clandestine, I have a feeling this is going to be the same thing, clandestine activities of the original IMF, I want to say Mission Impossible, Impossible Missions Force. It's packed with thrilling action, drama, and innovative plot twists that made this Cold War era spy series so famous. Relish the show's most iconic moments. Oh, they do list a couple of episodes that are different, like the interrogation of an unbreakable prisoner in the submarine, the race to stop a nuclear bomb in Ultimatum, and 91 more classic episodes from the final 4 seasons of Mission Impossible. So this is a 26 disc set. It's color, not rated. That's approximate running time is, oh my, is that 78? It's so tiny. 78 hours and 24 minutes. And it's still got the 4:3 aspect ratio. So it's the box, Paramount, CBS, DVD, 2020. So I'm excited to get to the Phelps stuff and the Leonard Nimoy stuff, of course. So let's pop it open. And it's the same idea. Well, they're just all kind of packed on top of one another. I mean, I guess without this being like a massive box set, I mean, this is how you got to do it. Would have been nice instead of this just being white as you kind of flip through things, that it had a picture of something. Maybe like the hand lighting the fuse that goes across the screen at the beginning of the TV show. But in the movies, it's after the opening scene. I always liked that they showed what was going to be going on in the episode, kind of like the movies do. They show what's going to be going on in the movie. It's very classic for the show. And then here we have, yes, there's season 7, season 6, season 5, 4, and 4. So let me put these gently back in. And it's got the clear box and everything too. So, all right. So then, so yeah, so this is what they look like together. And then see, you would think this guy would be on the front, but I don't even know who I'd have to look him up to see who he is and what he's been in, because you would think that they put him on the front since he was the leader, and then Jim Phelps becomes the leader, so I'm guess that's why he's on the other one. But Martin Landau, I guess, would be more famous. And I don't know if he was at the time, but he was married to Barbara Bain, and they went off to then do in the 70s Space 1999. So, which was kind of unofficially a prequel to 2001: A Space Odyssey. But I really like that show too. So this seems to be the way to get stuff these days. Because with like Hulu editing films, that's Disney editing films, and now Criterion editing films. They edited the French Connection. I guess they cut out the N-word in the film. The movie was made in the 70s based on a true story. And they cut that. So Criterion, which is considered to be the best of the best when it comes to releasing stuff, is now editing films. So, and I think that's just for streaming. I think for like Hulu and Disney and Criterion, it's for streaming. But the Blu-rays, DVDs, the 4K and stuff, I think are all uncut. So this is the way to get stuff now. If you really love a TV show, this is the way to get it, because then they're all uncut. And back in the day, these are 50 minutes each, give or take. It's on television, so you would have commercials. But as TV went on, they started adding in more and more commercials, so that would cut the episodes. And then once they started replaying them, like once they went into syndication, stuff like The Simpsons is pretty well known for this, is they cut even more stuff out too. So it started with, okay, it's 50 minutes, we'll put in 10 minutes worth of commercials. And then it went into, if something went into syndication, they cut it, add in a few more. And then when like The Simpsons came out and then that went into syndication, they're like, well, let's put in even more commercials. So that's even uncut, that's cut. So the best way to get these is buy physical copies. It's, for me, it doesn't really matter if they're on DVD Blu-ray, 4K. I don't have a 4K player yet or TV. So for me, Blu-ray or DVD. But for me, this was the best way to get this was on DVD. I don't even know if this is on Blu-ray. And like I mentioned earlier, I will be getting the 1988 series too, because I want the whole thing. I don't know if the movies are connected to the 1988 run. It might just be these. Oh, and the funny thing is, on the very first episode of this, the pilot, there's a scene in a record store where our main guy goes in and he puts the the record on, he puts the needle down, hello, Mr. So-and-so, if you accept this mission. And and of course, and it dissolves. It doesn't just burn, like the smoke doesn't pop up, but it actually like disintegrates. And that's in a record store. Now, if you watch Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, it begins in a record store with Ethan Hunt getting a record, going into one of the sound booths, listening to that, and then of course he finds out that he's betrayed. The girl that was helping him gets killed. It's different, but people, obviously, the writers probably watched all of these and took stuff from them, because the record store is a pretty cool idea. And in Rogue Nation, it'd be like a vintage store. So yeah, so that's pretty much it with this. I am going to be seeing the new one, Dead Reckoning Part 1. I'm going to be seeing that Monday night. I got like early access fan ticket for that, and hopefully I'll be getting like a poster and like a little pin. I'll show that stuff off on the next video, and then I'll make the video for that. That will probably come out later in the week. On Wednesday, I'll be releasing a brand new One Filmmaker, One Film. That is with Brian Dorton. We're going to be talking about his film, Crazy Fat Ethel, which is a remake of the 70s film Criminally Insane. And there is a sequel to that, Criminally Insane 2. So we're going to be looking at that. And then on like Friday or something, I'll release the new Mission Impossible video that I have that deals with the movies. So, okay. So I think that's about it. I appreciate you guys checking this out. I appreciate you watching it. And I got a little bit of organizing going on here in the background. For right now, all of these are that's all Wild Eye releasing. That's a lot, man. It goes, let me see which way to go. That goes 3 shelves, but it will eventually be 2 shelves, and then more stuff will go in there. I'm trying to get all this stuff organized in some sort of way. So director, actor, studio, stuff like that. So you'll be seeing changes in that coming up too. But okay, that's it. And once again, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff. I mean, share. I think it'd be be great if you guys maybe put down in there, do you like Mission Impossible? Do you not like Mission Impossible? Have you seen the TV shows or the movies? What's a better action series? I'm really thinking if Dead Reckoning Part 1 is really good, and Part 2 comes out next year, it could be. I think it kind of is right now anyways. It might be my all-time favorite action series. And because I already have things like Chucky, all things Chucky, TV show, movies, all of that. That's my favorite horror series. And then it kind of gets into like Scream and Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Saw and stuff. But Chucky is my all-time favorite. And so I think that you can have favorite series in different genres, and that's fine. So my favorite action series right now, and I cannot get enough of it, are the Mission Impossible films, and now I'll be watching the TV series. Hopefully I won't have the same feeling that other people have, that that they felt slighted by Jim Phelps betraying the MIF. So yeah, I hope not, but I just love the movies. So, and like I said, I'm a big Tom Cruise fan. I let a lot of his faults go. I guess you kind of have to. If you like an actor, they're not perfect. And I don't believe in religion at all, and he's signed up to one of the worst ones. So yeah, but you just kind of got to let that go. All right, everybody, thanks again. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next video. All right, bye.